That kind of makes sense.
Thank you. You got your headphones on.
Hey, Street Fight listeners, it's Sunday night and we're taking your calls. It's that time of the week, Sunday, 9 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. Street Fight takes your calls. That number to dial is 614-655-3887. You can watch and chat along on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube. Find us. We're Street Fight WCRS on all those platforms, except for Twitch, where we're at twitch.tv/Street Fight Radio. We always want to hear what's going on in your neck of the woods and how your horrible boss is handling all of these new changes in our new world.
I gotta say, that sounds like when you're like listening to like that's how Jimmy Fallon would talk about COVID, because you know all you're talking about is COVID.
Yep.
But Jimmy Fallon wouldn't want to say COVID.
You don't want to remind people.
Yeah, he would say all these new changes in the new world.
Yeah. I'm trying to be welcoming to everybody. Some people don't know what we do, so.
Some people don't know that COVID's happening.
Some people, I don't want to burst anybody's bubble that doesn't know that COVID's still happening.
Somebody having a happy day, like some guy is just driving in his car and he's turning on Street Fight for the first time and he's having like a really happy day, and then he's like, it's really, what changes are going on in the world? And then I say COVID and he's like, God damn it, I did hear about that on the news recently.
It's true.
I heard that from a guy I listened to named Jim Brewer. He was telling me all about it.
Yes. Psychic Gasoline in the chat says crazy times.
Yeah.
These crazy times, folks. Just in this day and age, when the times are crazy, we got to stick together. We have to remember that we're all Americans.
I like the idea of crazy, like this. I like the idea of you taking on using this day and age from now on. I think that's like a really good old guy thing to start moving into.
Okay.
I might start picking it up.
Okay.
Because I'm older. It maybe makes more sense if I do it.
Yeah.
But it's like old guys say this day and age.
If you say in this day and age, people's necks will snap around. They're like, what's he about to say?
It's important. Whatever he's about to say is important.
It buys you a lot of time.
Yeah.
More than most other like phrases in this day and age buys you an extra half second.
For sure.
To come up with some bullshit.
As I said on the live show in Pittsburgh, which, by the way, thank you, Pittsburgh. Thank you, Club Cafe. You make us want to do live shows again. Who knows?
Oh, that was the greatest show.
Yeah, it was the most fun.
It was so fun. Everybody was rowdy. Made me remember why I wanted to do it. Also, I think a lot of people were forced into it because it was a rescheduled show.
Mm-hmm.
So they had tickets already.
And Brett, I mean, we went extra crazy on this one. I think we went a little crazier than usual. We were a bundle of nervous energy before we went on stage, and then we get on stage, and then I have Brett hit me with an easel over the back.
Yeah, we'll get that video out there. It sucked because I didn't have enough leverage because the ceiling was so low, so I had to come from like the ceiling and just come down as hard as I could. And as soon as it hit your back, I was like, "Oh God, that's gonna leave a welt."
It didn't though.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: what I chose to believe instead of you couldn't get it is I chose to believe you didn't want to swing it too hard because you thought it might hurt. And
I wanted to fucking blast you.
Yeah, I wanted you to too. I wanted that thing to explode over my back. I didn't even care. Like, we have some mutual friends who listen to the show. And they were like, Brian, you're an older gentleman. You can't have people hitting you in the back, and I was like, there is nothing there.
Yeah.
There's nothing back there. You ever watch professional wrestling? There's nothing back there. It's fine.
It's all padding. It's all meat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nothing. It's fine.
Yeah.
I hurt myself worse when I ran the ropes in Houston
Yeah.
than I did getting hit with that easel. That was like, 2 minutes of pain.
Yeah. It was a really good idea until I went to lift it up and there was like light rigging above me and everything, and I got it like up above my shoulders. My hands were about above my shoulders, and I had to try to come down, and it didn't work. But I did get to snap it on my knee, which was fun.
No, it was really fun. It was a really rowdy, fun show. We the people in Pittsburgh got the great joy of seeing my desktop on my computer.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about that. I didn't think we were going to get anything out of that because I already had the video we were going to show up on the screen. But I said, you know what? As a little bonus for all you people, I'm going to go ahead and show you my desktop. And then when I minimized the window, my desktop was up. I heard people in the audience go, no!
Yeah.
So
Your desktop sucks.
it's fine. It does all the things I need it to do.
You know what? Okay, so here's the thing. You have a really great hack, but it stylistically and aesthetically is very disappointing. And the reason that someone screamed in horror was that we found out that Brian has a plain white background with no picture or anything on it.
Yeah, it's my ring light. When I'm in my bedroom, in my office, here it's fine. It could be black again. It's usually plain black. I've always been just plain black desktop.
Plain black.
What do you put on yours?
Cool.
Like Rolling Hills or something?
What do I have on here?
Yeah.
Oh, I have a really bad one. I have the I have the factory installed
Yes. Rolling Hills.
Swirly cyber cube graphics.
Yeah, no, I don't have that.
I have like a hacker graphic.
I usually have black, but like one night I was recording with John for the POD cast, and I flipped on the computer, flipped on my camera, and I was sitting there, and I looked like they were blocking my face out for like a true crime thing.
Yeah, that is a tough choice in podcasting and live streaming.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. How do I make this? How do I make this better? How do I, and then I was like looking up at the lights and they didn't happen. I was like, I could change my desktop to white, and that's exactly the same as a light. And fuck, dude, it worked.
Turn the brightness all the way up?
Yeah, turn the brightness all the way up. You got a big white screen. It's not pleasant to look at all,
sure.
Especially after downloading the VLC media player and it changing all of the icons into or orange cones.
Yeah.
That I have saved on my desktop because I just save everything on my desktop.
So it looks like an old Kraftwerk album, with all white with the orange cones.
It does, but it also is funny because if you start looking, if they were able to see the cones, there's Buttfest 2000 cones on my desktop, which is like, that means they were put there like months ago.
In March? Or maybe, last year?
Yeah. I got stuff from January on my desktop that, every now and then I'll be like, I'm gonna start taking care of my fucking desktop, man. I'm gonna delete all this stuff. It's like when I do my email, I'm gonna delete all this stuff, and then it's gonna be fucking time,
Right.
And then I just it loses. I lose it. I don't know. I have a meme that says just Trump on it.
Cool. That's a good background.
The name Trump will go down in history as the name of a traitor. Children will use it to taunt others. Generations will blurt it out to remember when America lost its ideals and their minds and let a criminal occupy the Oval Office. That's just a meme I have on my desktop.
That's important. Why don't you just print it out and get it laminated?
I don't know why I even have it at all. Like, I don't remember saving it or keeping it. It's just there, So what are you gonna do, man? You have the cones up there and 3 versions of Shocktober, Opie and Anthony 3.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, there's 3 different files of that same show because I was like ripping it And then I ripped the video, then I ripped the audio, then I ripped it and turned it into an MP3, and then I ripped it and turned it into a wave.
Wow.
Yeah,
Any way you want it.
Yeah, but it's like a Burger King. Have it your way.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm the one that chooses how it gets said. I don't even know why I was like, maybe he'll want a wave. This time, it's like, it doesn't matter what he wants.
You felt like you did some high quality stuff.
I did. I really did. You know, I did. Yeah, September 30th, the first Shocktober comes out. So you'll get that. And I don't need any wallpaper. I don't at all. I'm fine. I like black. I'm going to get a ring light.
Yeah, we have a small one, clip-on one here for the computer.
Yeah, I'm going to take this with me. I got a ring light. I'm going to take this with me. And right now, while I'm on the air, I'm going to change my desktop back to black. I don't... What pictures do people put... Like, is it like a...
Cool motorcycles. Fan art of your, like, favorite anime or TV series.
I don't like anything, though. It's like...
A guitar that looks awesome.
You know what I should do? You know what I should do? October Rust.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
Lets people know.
You got me. Yeah.
You know what I did yesterday? This is going to sound like an ad, and I guess it is because it was fucking awesome. I went to that Fear Columbus haunted house.
I can't believe you went to a haunted house.
It was the best shit ever, dude. It was terrifying.
Wait.
I was screaming and yelling so much. It was so much fun. But so the first part was just normal haunted house shit. You walk through like spooky curtains and everything, and people jump out and try to grab you. There's devils, witches, and warlocks, and all of the usual suspects, you know? The second one was called, what was it called? Aftermath Anarchy. And it was a zombie outbreak, and you're like walking around with like cars that are on fire and zombies and shit chasing after you.
Were the cars really on fire?
Simulated. They had smoke and lights that made it look that way. Everything was super loud and murky, and they were swinging bats and shit at you on chain link fences. It was so sick, dude. It was like next level. I've never seen anything like it.
Where's it at? I mean, I know that, again, we're not doing an ad here. I'm curious of where it's at.
This would be a good like hard rock radio mashup for us on 161.
Okay.
It's over in like Northland. Parkway.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's a DFW by it, and there's a good thrift store, and there's a Mark's over there. Or no, I'm sorry, an Ollie's. So like bargain shopping galore, and the thrill of your life.
How long's it been since you've been to a haunted house?
Fuck.
When was the last time you went?
I feel like maybe.
I know your ex-wife was not
right
gonna ever go to a haunted house.
So it was basically right when I started dating her, I guess.
Yeah, because like Kate, I don't want to go to one, but I sort of feel like my wife, I could probably be like, hey, no, I couldn't, because Brett tried to talk us in. Brett did ask us if we wanted to go, and I said, and Katie was kind of weird about it, and but I don't know, man. I haven't been to one since shit. I'm trying to think. Like, it would have had to have been maybe the 90s even. Okay, I have October Rust wallpaper now.
Okay.
It might have been the 90s.
See, yeah, Haunted Hoochie was the one that we went to. And Haunted Hoochie was way more fucked up. But I think because of COVID, instead of sending, like, when you go to Haunted Hoochie, they'd always put 20 people in a fucking room, and then someone would start swinging a chainsaw over your head, and then people are just dancing all over your shoes and falling all over each other and shit. This was a more separated. Haunted Hoochie also would do, like, people blowing their fucking brains out. And this was more just getting scared. And they had some animatronics that, like, legit smashed me against a wall.
Yeah.
They had a huge, like, skeleton Grim Reaper guy with huge hands that when you try to get past him, the hands blocked it. Like, it was so fucking tight.
So what...
I'm getting a season pass.
Oh, M. Serial did ask how much acid you were on at the haunted house.
Just one hit.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't no acid. What I had spoken to you yesterday.
Yeah.
What was the money situation? Because you told me some money stuff, and I was like a little bit confused and weirded out at the cost. What was the layers of haunted houseness. I think you told us on the way home from Pittsburgh.
Oh, did I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you save money by going in September.
Okay.
But then you can also pay for a general admission ticket.
Okay.
Then you can also pay for a fast pass, which is you wait 1/3 of the normal time.
Okay, I don't agree with. This is what I was getting at here when you said this is like I do not. You're a math guy. You're more of a math guy than I've ever been a math guy. I don't know how you would ever figure out how to make sure somebody waits 1/3 of the normal time.
Usually what happens is they set up a second line for fast pass people.
Okay.
But I also think it's absolutely against the spirit of it. I think that like the attraction's like 40 minutes long. But I think you're supposed to wait out in a line for an hour with like a bunch of other hooligans. I
Did
guess
you fast pass?
No, of course not.
You didn't fast pass?
No. It wasn't that busy.
Very cheap.
Yeah, no, I was there with someone I wanted to hang out with. Like, it's a good reason to force a conversation, you know? And you can judge other people in line. You can say, look at them now. Look what they're doing right now.
That's true. That's true. And at those places, the people in line are,
And it's a great date because you're literally holding on to each other for dear life. And you get to show how brave you are by going into the next room.
I did that once. I'm trying to think. So I went to one at the ballpark before they closed. Oh God,
yeah, that was forever ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to that and I fucking ate 4 hot dogs and I had heartburn the whole time, so I was more scared about the heartburn through the whole thing. And then, but like 2 years before that, I went with a couple friend of mine, and it's that cup. I went with a friend of mine that's a couple. But then they brought a girl that I was supposed to be like, you know, flirting, hooking up with, right? I did not. I'll say this. For those who have heard Heat O'Brien Unleashed, you're going to be surprised. I did not hook up with this girl.
You failed the mission?
And she was like really into me too. That was the other issue.
You break my heart,
like,
Brian.
she was super into me and I was just like too scared. But like what I did was so stupid because I didn't let them scare me. Like, I didn't let anybody... I walked through the thing and was just like, look how not scared I am.
There was a teen... This teen caught up behind us because he was just walking with his arms crossed and making a straight face. And we were supposed to stay distance. And we were like we were walking like we were in a Scooby-Doo cartoon.
Yeah.
And he's just like booking it with his arms crossed. Like, none of this is scary to me.
Yeah, that's how I was trying to do it. And there was even one part of the thing where they were like, hey, does anybody want to go get a drink out of this refrigerator? And I was like, yeah. And I walked up and opened the refrigerator and I grabbed a RC Cola out of it. And the guy jumped out and I just turned around and opened it and drank it. And it didn't scare me because I knew someone was going to jump out of the fucking refrigerator.
You guys just steal yourself.
But then now that I'm older and wiser and also just generally a more fun person, I understand that not only did I ruin it for me, but I ruined it for everybody else that was there. Yeah.
So, you were the anchor on the Good Time Express.
That might have also been the reason why I didn't hook up with the girl. She was just like, well, this guy's a drip.
Yeah.
He's no fucking fun, man.
Yeah, it was exhilarating. I mean, it was like screaming and yelling for 40 minutes. You have to really calm down afterwards. I was so fucking sweaty. But this is also tied to something else. I watched this incredible documentary called Hell House. Have you heard of it?
I might have seen it. I don't know.
It's from 2002.
I've heard of it.
It's footage of this Dallas church that sets up this controversial haunted house.
I've seen it, but I saw it in
sick, dude. It's so bizarre and sad and weird. Like, you could cut out any 3 minutes of the movie and it would make your stomach turn. Like, these people are so bizarre and so twisted and so weirdly Christian, and they just say the wildest shit that it's unbelievable.
We should go.
It's
to
amazing.
A fucking Hell House, dude.
We can go. There was one in Reynoldsburg forever.
Yeah, let's do.
You want to go to a Hell House?
Okay. Yeah, I would do a Christian thing. Fuck, I wish we could get Tom to drive up.
It's gonna be gory. They're super into gore.
I'm not worried about like the grossness of the gore or anything. I want the Christian message. Is what I'm really trying to get at here. Is like I want to go to a haunted house, but I want it to have a Christian message.
The best part is at the end they go into a big room. And they're like, okay, y'all understand what you just saw in there? We got 2 doors here. The one that's open, that's for people that believe in God. So if you believe in Jesus Christ and God, step through the door. And nobody moves. Oh, everybody's just standing there frozen. And then he's like, I'm going to say it one more time. And he's staring at him. And then people just start shuffling through the door like, get me the fuck out of here. Yeah. I'm in big trouble.
Do you think like most of the people that go to the Hell House are there for a haunted house and they don't really know that they're going to a Christian event?
I don't know because I never went. The only one I know that this happens in the movie too, but I know that my arguing ass atheist friends would go to cause trouble at that place, and that happens. There's a kid at the end. There's a Slipknot girl, and then there's a boy that's wearing like a I Hate God shirt, and they're like, Your opinions on homosexuality are irrelevant in anything. Just in your stupid fucking book. You're offensive. What you're doing in there is offensive and wrong. You're making people feel bad for who they are. Like they're screaming at him. It's a Hell House. Get it. It's a fucking great documentary. Kick off the holiday season. I'm now September 1st is a Halloween guy, and I don't give a shit. That's how I'm living the rest of my life.
I'm not even gonna yell at you for it, to tell you the truth, because like
I got lights up in the house.
First of all, Brad has always been a holiday guy, so it's not like this is like a huge shock. It is going to be. Here's where I would make an argument against celebrating Halloween now. Okay. It's 90 degrees. That's one of the issues I have with it. But it is going to be 62 degrees on Thursday.
Yeah, you never know.
So that's fine with me. Once it's been 62 degrees for a full day, once I can turn my air conditioner off, that is when I can start feeling Halloweenish.
Okay.
You know? And I hate it when the leaves fall off the trees, and I'm going to tell you why. Because then I can't rip leaves while I'm out walking anymore. I can't do my leaf ripping art.
Oh, no.
It's all gone. It's almost over. I know.
Can you crunch leaves?
It doesn't. It's not the same. It doesn't have the same intricacy. I have been now that I've admitted to myself that this is something I love doing. I used to just rip one leaf off and like do it. Now I rip like whole huge branches off and I just walk around. And people are always like, what's that plant in your hand? Like when they walk by me. Or like one day I got a tweet at me that was like, Murder Brian, I just saw you. You were carrying a bunch of leaves. And I was like, yep, that's what I do.
It's my leaf art.
But if you walk my route, you will find beautiful leaf art throughout the whole thing. Just so much of it. And in my backyard. And it looks nice. It just
improves the leaves.
It improves the leaves. That's exactly it. But yeah. I'm looking up a Hell House in Ohio. I believe there's one in Canal Winchester.
God Awful Falafel in the chat said I missed a Halloween as a kid because it snowed. Very common when I was a kid in Ohio that you'd buy one of those plastic suits that just had like a plastic mask like a Ninja Turtles. And then it would be like 35 out. And so my mom would make me wear my snowsuit. And I had this like Michelangelo costume I was so fucking excited about. I made her drive around the entire city to get it. And I put it over my snowsuit and the crotch just ripped like all the way up. And it was just fucking destroyed.
Damn.
Like immediately. I was just bawling immediately.
Yeah. It looks like there's one called 7 Floors of Hell in Berea, Ohio.
Good Lord.
But that might actually be the one where they're like, if you make it through this, or the rumored one.
I don't think
if you make it through it, there's money, you know?
The lawyers, I don't believe those exist.
Oh, this is a ripoff. It's 5 haunted houses in one location. You can go to the cemetery, the circus rejects, the mental ward, the catacombs, or the butcher shop. But that usually just...
they took one big experience and chopped it up.
And then charge you for each one of them. Yeah. I don't think there's a Hell House in town anymore. I think that documentary...
We ran Christianity out of town.
Yeah. We did. I mean, it's what we do. So, yeah, man. I would love to go to the Christian haunted house. I think that would be really fucking fun.
Let's. I'll put the call out and see who local has one.
Yeah, see if somebody can find a Christian haunted house. Me and Brett will fucking go. You know where they should have a Christian haunted house? The Evolution Museum, or the museum down there in Kentucky. They should have a haunted house. The Creation Museum.
Anti-evolution.
Yeah, they should have one down there. That would be pretty fucking gnarly. I would go to that. So, yeah, I mean, I should go to one again, I think. But, I don't know, man. I guess I could go with you. You're the only other person I know that would go.
Yeah.
And, also, my anxiety's a lot higher than it was back then. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
Test it.
But, I mean...
Sharpen your blade.
It takes me longer to come down now.
Yeah, I mean, I was literally like... It was so wild at the end. It just was so exhilarating. I loved it.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, we've had we had a good run this week. We had show.
This is my big COVID week. This is I'm trying to get COVID the most this week.
Yeah, I'm trying to work the most this week. I have a lot of work to do this week.
Philly show, or I'm sorry, Pittsburgh show, haunted house, and then tomorrow is Megadeth. In Cincinnati. I can't fucking wait. Megadeth, Lamb of God, Trivium. Our good friend Paulo Gregoletto from Trivium hooked me up.
Hooked Brett up. I couldn't do it because I have to record a podcast.
So I'm driving down to Cincinnati and then driving back in the middle of the night and taking my daughter to school.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? You know, you got to...
Make it work.
Yeah, I always did. I always like... No, I didn't. Well, there was a period of time where I had to drive my wife to work every morning.
Oh, yeah.
And I would stay up all fucking night, then drive her to work, and then come home and try to go back to sleep, and it was just such a hassle.
Yeah.
And then you wake up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, didn't like that.
Yeah, it's worth it, though. Because, I mean, if he plays Angry Again, or
He
Trust...
He will.
Or, what's yours? Crush 'Em?
Crush 'Em, yes.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to play Crush 'Em. But if he does, man, I'll be jealous that you saw Crush 'Em.
Yeah. I'm gonna be weeping if he plays Angry Again.
He will. That's a single.
I have 140 songs that I like from Megadeth on my Spotify.
What?
I've liked 140 songs by Megadeth. If you pull up the artists and look at the ones I gave hearts to, there's 140. So I don't know what the playlist could be. I'm kind of too deep in. Like, whatever they play is going to be the best I've ever heard.
You might be, like, up there with the biggest Megadeth fans in the world because nobody faves songs like that.
Yeah, I was impressed.
The first concert I ever went to was Fear Factory, Flotsam and Jetsam, Korn, and Megadeth.
All right.
And we were not there to see Megadeth. We were there to see Korn.
Right.
And we got there, and there was a guy in a motherfucking... had a motorcycle cut on, and he just fucking looked at me, and he was like, "Are you excited for Megadeth?" And I was like, "Well, I'm here for Korn." And then he called me names that I can't say on the podcast anymore.
That's cool, man.
Sure.
That's how you know people are... That's how it's a good fan base.
Also got yelled at as we were walking out a little bit, you know? I got yelled at by Megadeth fans, Slayer fans. I was like really into getting yelled at by fans of bands.
Well, that was the Bay Area thing, is like everybody else sucks and is posers.
Yeah, and I was into the other polar opposite of that kind of music.
You were you were slowly like putting them out of their misery.
Yeah.
We would no longer be listening to them anymore.
Ruining their lives because I was listening to this hip-hop influenced shit.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
No riffs.
No riffs.
No,
only riffs.
No solos.
Oh, yeah, no solos at all, ever. I mean, I still am like that.
I'm going to fucking melt from those solos. I'm going to just be a skeleton there in the front row.
Yeah, that'll be tight. I'm glad you're getting to see Megadeth. I think that's really like...
a culmination of...
COVID.
Of an experience, yeah. This is like the button on everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to be weeping. I'm going to be showing Dave my tits and everything, throwing my underwear on stage.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You can call your wife your ex-wife when it's over, and it's like, "You told me that Megadeth wasn't shit. Well, guess what, man? He fucking rocked the whole house."
Yeah. I'm standing in front of my hand painted car right now. I'm feeling the best.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I found today? The air check from the time I was guest DJ on CD 101
Where at?
in Columbus, Ohio for 1 hour. They do a guest DJ thing on there, and they did a thing in May called guest DJ every day in the month of May. So usually it was just an hour on Friday, guest DJ Friday, 1 hour, noon to 1. But in May they do every day, and I got to do Sunday, which is like they didn't really believe in me, I guess. But I got to do Sunday and play 10 songs, and all I can remember is, and it's only because it's so out of character. Well, there's a couple I remember, but it's very out of character for me. I played a Tool song. I played Stink Fist, because that's the only Tool song I like. And I played Girl, You Have No Faith in Medicine by the White Stripes, and American Music by Violent Femmes. Those are the 3 songs I remember. Yeah, no, not great songs. I agree. But I was, I might look into seeing, because I remember the last time I tried to listen to it was kind of fucked up. I might see if somebody can restore that and then get it into an MP3
What's
file.
an air check?
It's just the parts where I talk into the songs.
Oh, but it's not the songs?
It's not the songs.
We could add the songs later, though.
We could definitely add the songs once we turned it into a digital file. I'm really...
What's it on a tape?
Yeah, it's on a tape. It was 2003. Which still sounds weird to have it on a tape. Like in 2003, it was still not cassette tape time.
CD burning was not the most stable, I don't think.
That's true. But I just want to hear how nervous I sound.
Yeah,
I remember fucking sitting down in that studio and looking around like, holy shit, I'm in a radio studio. And then also, I sat down and I talked, and I could hear my voice coming through the headphones, which we don't even do to this day on this show. And that kind of freaked me out a little bit. And then when it was over, the DJ was like, yeah, you got a really good radio voice. I think you could really figure out how to do radio. And I was like, wow. Oh, man, that's really cool. So then I sent her an email like 2 weeks later, like, what would be a way to get into radio? And she never responded to me. And I had to figure it out on my own. Because she was just being nice.
You say that to everybody.
Yeah. She's just being nice. She wanted to tell me I had a good radio voice. But that was maybe where I got bit by the bug. Because, that was about probably when I got bit by the bug to do something like this. And now I do it. So,
congratulations.
And I'll bet you she doesn't do it anymore. So, boom.
We got a full queue.
Let's get them.
People want to talk.
Let's get them on the phone.
This first one here, I believe, is Kudzu Gardens. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, yo, what's up? This is Kudzu Gardens. What's going on, y'all? How you doing?
Great. How are you, Kudzu?
That's right, kudzu, like the plant, the vine that ate the South.
Okay. Well, what's going on?
Man, I'm so happy to hear y'all's voices, man. I've been wanting to call in since like Tuesday. I got my painting taken down in a public space because it was controversial, and ended up just stirring up a whole bunch of trouble and talking to the news and all kinds of shit, man. So, I had a crazy week.
What happened? So what was the picture? I guess I ask what the picture is first.
Okay. I signed up for this event to paint a mural on September 11th. It's at this nonprofit park. It's this nonprofit park thing in our city in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And there's about 10 artists. Each one has a little section of this wall to paint something. And I got the idea to paint the mascot of Wake Forest University, which is a demon deacon. I don't know. Are you familiar with this logo in Ohio? Do you know this thing?
I'm looking it up right now. Demon Decon. Are you on speaker?
This map.
Are you on speakerphone?
No, I'm on I'm on a Bluetooth.
Can you put the phone up to your, because it's tough to hear. Sorry.
Totally.
I hate to ask.
Well, the chat mentioned it.
No. Is that better?
Way better. Way better.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah, so the Demon Deacon is a mascot that originated when a frat boy dressed up like a Baptist preacher, and they decided to run with that at this private school. This school is a giant gentrifying force in our city. They buy up property. They raise the cost of rentals. We have folks who are coming to our city to buy up property, to flip those properties specifically to cater to students and medical professionals for the hospital. And it's caused a lot of evictions and stuff. So my piece was going to be the Demon Deacon as kind of like a robber baron, with a big sack of money, and he's like stepping on houses, and I had this, Wake Forest has this stencil of Deektown all over downtown, and it's almost like they're trying to rebrand our city. And so I put that in the piece, and so I worked on it a couple days. I got a text message on Tuesday from the curator that was just like, "Hey, this has to come down. The CEO of our group is not okay with this," and so this event's biggest sponsor was a company called Verger, which is they're like a capital wealth management company, and their biggest client is Wake Forest. So that probably has something to do with it. But so anyway, I was pretty bummed about it. But then I was like, wait a minute, fuck it. Like I'm a millennial. I'm just gonna blow this shit up on TikTok, and that's what happened. And I ended up doing 5 press interviews. It's really blown up. There's a huge conversation happening about gentrification and Wake Forest in my city right now. And, it's just humbling and cool to be a part of that. So it's been nuts. It's been a fucking crazy week, actually.
I mean, it doesn't even sound like the community was pissed off at you.
Dude, the community loves it. Even neo-lib, woke capitalists downtown hate this expansion of this, fucking monstrosity,
Oh, yeah. I believe it. I mean, especially in that it's a private college. So do you just think that this dude who's a CEO of a wealth management firm, he's probably just a guy that went there, right?
To the school, to Wake Forest?
Yes.
Probably. The guy who made me take it down is the CEO of a nonprofit that owns this park, and it's very shady, where their money comes from and what they actually do for the community. They have an art gallery, but obviously they have certain rules about what you can say and what you can't, and those were not made clear. In fact, I was able to provide to local press screenshots of me getting approval for this from the curator before I even put it on the wall. So all around, this group really fucked up. They drew so much attention to it. They look like such assholes, and I've gotten way more attention than I've ever had in my whole life, which is fucking bizarre.
How great is it? Is it fun?
It's really weird.
Is it fun though?
It's
a little
fun,
bit fun?
It's crazy. It's nuts, man. I haven't normally I always have a podcast in my ear, and I'm just listening to a podcast. I can't even fucking hear what's going on in podcasts. My mind is thinking about the shit that I said to the Winston-Salem Journal or whatever. This week has just been I I can't get my mind to chill out from all this shit.
I do
Yeah.
that.
No matter
I'm
how
like,
much weed I smoke, you know.
I mean, Kudzu, this is, you're having a totally reasonable response. Every time I do any kind of an interview with a legit like news source. I mean, if I do a podcast, I don't really worry about it because I'm good at knowing what to say when I'm on a podcast. But like when you do like a news hit so somebody could write an article about you or something, I mean, I obsess over it too. Like, did I say something stupid? Did I fuck up in this conversation?
Right.
Like, and like the thing is, like, it hit me. I got hit when somebody asked me to do a piece about, they were doing a piece about people who wouldn't vote for Joe Biden, but wanted to vote for Bernie Sanders, and they did a piece about me. Or not about me, it was just about a bunch of people, but they got me on it. And like once they published the article, it made me sound like a whiny baby. I mean, I didn't really care, but people were so like mad at me. I would say that on your side of this, it's like, I don't think anybody could ever possibly be mad at you for this.
It's great. It's a gift. It's
Yeah,
a fucking
you won.
gift. And like, I've had hundreds of people in my inbox telling me I can paint my shit on their wall. I've had people buy paintings from me this fucking week. It's just been crazy. Like I did have one stupid interview where like it was with our local NPR, and
Oh no.
I just like lost the thread for a minute and went on like a loop where like I just kind of repeated myself. Man, I'll have to send you the clip. It's like, but otherwise it's nothing too cringy. Just kind of lost my train of thought for a minute with that NPR guy, but
Perfectly acceptable.
otherwise it's been pretty all right.
Yeah, that is great. Congratulations.
I think I was in like a. Thanks, man. Yeah, I think I was in like an Aldi parking lot when I did that interview, and I was really distracted. And so anyway, but whatever.
Dude, that's an
fine.
incredible. I'm looking at the mural. It's really cool. It looks really good. Have you seen
Thanks,
it, bro?
man.
It did look good
It's
Thanks,
really
bud.
good.
before it got covered up.
Yeah, they ended up covering it up, but I think it looks great.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I have a local business I'm talking to that is gonna do a big party for it. Gonna have press and some punk bands, so I'm gonna put it on the side of their building pretty soon.
Oh hell yeah!
So yeah, it's gonna be dope.
This is great. This is really fucking cool. Yeah. I'm real happy for you. That is like, I mean, you did a good painting. It's getting out there, and maybe, I mean, your art's gonna be all over. Is it Winston-Salem? You're in Winston-Salem?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, listen to this. This professional football player, I don't know sports or anything, but somebody else texted me. This pro football player, Chris Hairston, fucking retweeted 2 of the news stories about this.
Nice.
So it's been and then he followed me on Twitter, which was great. That's the first, I mean, except for y'all, that's the first famous person I think that's ever followed me. So
we're not technically famous.
We're not really famous though, so that's just. But
come on, man.
It's good. It's good also to get people to think about stuff. It's good to just throw the word gentrification in their face.
If that's what they're doing,
right? Say it out loud because they have to deal with it then. Because they get away with this stuff by just saying we've got new development or just avoiding it. Everyone's like, I think this is going to be good for the community, and then like they don't talk to the community. They don't have anything to do with the community.
I'll tell you what really irritates me about this the most. Is that like, I know the kind of gentrification a university does to a city, right? And for it to be a private university is even like sicker than even being a state university, right?
Because you like to stay when they crush you?
Listen to this, man. Well, it's like you have to stay in the dorms the first 2 years that you go there. So the cost of tuition for the first 2 years of the school is $250,000.
Wow.
And they're real slick too. The way that they get away with gentrification is they contribute lots of money to the city and get the city to do things like, plow University Parkway through a low-income neighborhood, those are the Thurman, Boston neighborhoods in our city. So they're able to really obfuscate blame by putting it onto the city. And I mean, it's a really complex issue. I've been doing work with housing justice here in my city, and so this became an important topic for me to talk about. And obviously, it's important to the rest of the city, which is really dope. And I mean, I fucking couldn't wait to talk to you guys about it. At first I was so bummed because it was getting taken down, and then it just blew up out of control. And I was like, oh, this is really cool, actually. Like the best possible outcome.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
I'd be so goddamn happy if, you made the right people angry and you made the right people happy with your art. I mean, I don't think you could ask for a better result.
Right. It's like a once in a lifetime like golden ring, that you just have to like grab onto. So
hell yeah.
We'll see.
Well, congratulations.
I'll make it off here so other folks can call. Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks so much for taking my call and talking to me. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you for calling. That's
check
awesome.
Out my art at Kudzu _gardens on Instagram and TikTok too, I think.
Sweet.
All right, thanks, guys. I really appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Kudzu _garden.
See ya.
That was fucking cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's very easy to just paint something that offends them. And then they make it into a bigger deal than just letting people look at a fucking Monopoly guy, Wake Forest dude. Demon Deacon or whatever he is.
Offend one guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, you got to take it down. Like, who is that fucking guy?
Whoa!
Woo!
Sorry.
Let's get this next call. That was
stupid.
Scary.
It was interesting.
I thought it was going to hit Jason on the head.
It did kind of look like it could have happened. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, is it me?
Yep.
You would know.
Hey, this is John from Texas. How are y'all
What's
doing?
up? What's up, John from Texas?
I have a story. It's not a DARE officer, but it's DARE officer adjacent.
Okay.
And it's a story that I learned a few weeks ago, and I can't stop thinking about it. So when I was a kid, I lived in like the Austin area, and there was this guy who would come and do assemblies at our school.
Okay.
And he was a rapping police officer.
Yeah.
Called Police Ice.
What?
Right.
Police what? Ice?
Police Ice. Like
Police
Vanilla
Ice.
Ice, but he's the police.
Was he a white guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
He I don't
Police
believe
Ice.
so. I'm not sure. But he would do these presentations about how we were little kids and gangs wanted us to do drive-bys for them, and how to stay away from violence and how to just dance instead of being in gangs or whatever. And I saw him a few times through my like elementary school career, and I started thinking about him a little while ago, and I did some Googling on him, and I found an interview where he gives his like origin story, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures of him.
Illuminating. Yeah, there you go. You got it.
He looks like exactly what you would think a Police Ice looks like.
When Police Ice got cold.
Yeah, he's a cool rapping police officer, and he says that his character is because rap music scares kids about cops, and so he's a cop that's like cool and raps and shit, right?
Okay, that's cool. I guess.
So there's this interview, and he talks about like what incited him to want to do more outside of just being a cop, like what he was gonna like, that he had a mission. And so his story is that he goes to a bust at like a drug bust at these people's house. And him and some other cops go in and they break the door down and they have the parents arrested. And he's going through the house, like sweeping the house. And he boots a door open and he says there's a 6-year-old boy on the other side of the door, right?
Oh, no.
So he kicks this door open and sends this fucking little kid flying across the room. And he said that they made him so upset and he felt really bad. And then he goes, and my thought was that I couldn't believe that this kid's parents would take the actions that would make me do this.
Justified.
There he is. That picture's solid. It was justified because really those parents made him do that shit, right?
Dude. Oh
And
my God. This reminds me.
Whenever I think about cops.
I got to tell you, this actually reminds me of back when I was at the cable company. They used to say sometimes when you go to turn off the cable, kids will be crying, and it's like it's the parents' fault that the cable's getting turned off, not yours. And so don't feel bad for them.
God damn it! Yeah, there you go. And every time I think about cops after I've read this story, I'm just like, when people are like, oh, we've got to be able to reach them and there's got to be a way that we can work with, like lib shit about cops. I'm just like, no, these are people that will like kick a kid across the room and be like, well, you shouldn't have done drugs because you made me do that to your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just can't.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That's a story, but
We got a picture of them.
Something about the like police mindset.
We got a, yeah, for sure. We got a
that
picture of them
great.
in on the stream, and the first comment is looks exactly like I imagined. Like he just looks exactly like what you
I'm
would
on
think
Twitch right now. That is. Yeah, no, he was that guy, and he would come out with his sunglasses and his fucking cop shit, and like dance on the tables, and like teach us how to be cool and respect police instead of joining gangs and killing our friends.
I think I'm gonna have to on Wednesday play a Police Ice song on the show.
Good idea.
I'm putting that right now in
God,
the doc.
if you can find it, I would fucking love that.
I think there are some. I'm
on a video.
Please.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's videos on here, so we
Yes
will.
to your future. Too smart to start.
Yes, those
to
are right.
your
The one I
future.
remember was "Don't fight, just dance."
Oh, okay. Well, that's a
good,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
But
"Don't
I mean,
fight,
not
just
coming
dance"
from a
was his
cop.
big hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that should be for cops too.
Yeah, no, I agree, but not like he means it.
No. Yeah. Well, thanks for
So
calling.
yeah, no,
thanks
that's
for
my
hipping
story.
us.
I just can't. Yeah,
Thanks for hipping us to Police Ice.
no problem.
Have a good night.
No problem,
That was
man.
great.
All right. Yeah, thank y'all. Take care.
I'm typing Police Ice into the show notes doc right now.
Maris Reynard in the chat says they grew up in Austin, and this guy did the DARE graduation at the big football stadium with 4 other schools.
He's Hot Pursuit.
Yeah, he's Hot Pursuit.
He's Texas's Hot Pursuit,
Austin,
which
yeah.
was our rock and roll band.
Yeah,
And they played a guitar that looked like a gun.
right.
And, pretty scary, I guess. I don't know. I can't imagine why they would let them have they can't have that guitar still. It looked like an AK-47.
Cops are allowed to use guns, though. They use them right.
Yeah.
That's like the American kayfabe.
Yeah.
Bill Mumfries wants to know if there's any host you never want to listen to again after Shocktober.
Oh, I mean, I'm not doing Tom Likas this year, and yeah.
You like it, really? You're saying you like it all?
No, I don't. None of them are offensive in that way of like not being able to listen. I've said this before that like they're entertainers,
Right.
So listening to the shows is like entertaining.
They can get a flow going. They can get a little roll going. It's not all drivel.
Yeah, you might even get a laugh or two.
Sure.
I did not enjoy listening to Opie and Anthony this year, though. So there's that.
That's a new revelation.
I didn't have a lot of fun listening to them. So But that's because I have Howard Stern and Ron and Fez this year, which is stuff that I love to listen to. So,
All right.
yeah, there's the
Here we
answer.
go. Next call.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hi, this is Bear from Georgia.
What's up, Bear? How's it going?
It's going well. It's going pretty well. Just got off of work not too long ago.
New job?
Yeah, I picked up a server job with Chili's.
Man, this dude can get a job. Like he's a guy that gets a job. Nobody's. I never heard of somebody get a job that fast. But I mean, I guess it's at Chili's.
Yeah.
But how is Chili's?
Well, oh, it's actually a great job. Everyone there is super chill, super understanding. I've shown up to work Blaze once now, and it's been pretty all right. Like nobody even noticed, so that's great.
Nobody noticed you were late?
Well, nobody noticed I was late, but nobody noticed I was high as fuck either. So.
Oh, blazed.
Blaze. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine anybody would notice that at Chili's. I mean, maybe if you forgot a bunch of stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, working at the Chili's, everybody shows up sober. They're suspect.
Yeah. It doesn't feel, you're right. It doesn't feel like a lot of people, it doesn't feel like a lot of people come in sober at Chili's. But, so, what's up, Bear? What's going on?
Nothing too much is going on right now, but I was calling to follow up my Trump-themed coffee shop cliffhanger that I left on last week.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. What, can you tell us the name of it, or is that too much?
Okay, I feel comfortable too because even though it is a small company, they do a lot of like shipping stuff. So some of you might have actually heard of it. It's Thrasher Coffee Co.
Oh, Thrasher Coffee Co.
Thrasher Coffee Co.
Trying to think of how that becomes Trump, but so you worked at their coffee shop though.
Yeah, so I worked at their coffee shop, and I was responsible for being a barista, keeping shit clean, and I also had to bag and like send out and export a bunch of like beans in these Trump-themed bags to different houses.
Cool.
Their website says fueling the cause for conservatism. Looking for an alternative to liberal coffee? How about a shot of robust American coffee coursing through your red-blooded conservative veins? Liberal coffee. I'm tired of this liberal coffee.
It's too accepting.
They haven't updated their website at all, apparently.
No, they got Border Blend. That's on sale for $12.95, so probably didn't sell too well. Yeah. Woof. Okay. All right.
We would never be able to sell the Border Blend unless there was like multiple sales running. Nobody would ever fucking buy it.
I wonder why they don't like the Border Blend. Just dark. It's dark. But I don't like dark roast myself. So I know how it feels. So
Who does like dark roast?
who?
Yeah, who? Is there anybody?
Me, any good barista should. I mean,
Yeah, I think that's like the barista
for
choice.
nerds.
It's not for guys like me who like just like coffee because it gets you moving.
Sure.
It gets your blood a pumping. So they paid well, right? You said they paid well?
so they paid well in the beginning, right? I mean, paid well still isn't well. I mean, it's a conservative coffee shop in Georgia, but it was
Yeah.
the best paying job I had at the time. It was $10 an hour.
Okay. All right.
All
Well,
right.
their decaf is called Sleepy Joe Decaf. Joe Biden. On
Yeah,
the cover. Sleepy Joe. The
You gotta pull
label's
the
great.
label for that. The amount of detail put into it is insane.
Right, yeah, because it's Kamala Harris sitting at in the Oval Office with a Chinese flag behind her and an American flag behind her, and Joe's sitting in a chair next to the desk, and he's got a mask hanging from his ear, and he's just like sleeping. It says ZZZ, so it's the Sleepy Joe blend. So listen to you got to hear this. This is the description of Sleepy Joe blend. One of President Trump's many talents was labeling his political opponents with hilarious nicknames: Crooked Hillary, Low Energy Jeb, Lion Ted, and the list goes on. Call it political theater, but there's more than just a grain of truth in these labels. They hit a little too close to home, especially Sleepy Joe. So that's the blend you're getting, is, you know.
Yeah. They injected all of that. They injected all of their hatred for Joe Biden into the bean. They roasted it in.
It's like the Metallica whiskey.
Right.
They played Trump calling Joe Biden Sleepy Joe into the container.
As it roasted.
Yeah, yeah. So how was the job?
So let me say. All right. So first of all, their actual coffee, like their beans, we got them roasted by some local coffee roasters that are actually like super high quality. So as far as like how good the coffee is, it was like amazing coffee. It was probably the best coffee I've ever had.
Don't do that. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, I mean you do though.
No. I mean it's true. I mean I'm not gonna rep them, but Aroma Ridge, good coffee roasters. They make good stuff.
Ridge.
All right, we ordered from them. We just bulk and relabeled it. It's good coffee. Order from Aroma Ridge. Don't go from Thrasher, obviously.
Thrasher sells a shirt that says "Viruses come and go, loss of freedom is forever."
Yeah, I saw the Sons of Trump coffee too.
Yeah,
that had like it was a Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, Trump people, probably most of them like Sons of Anarchy too.
Yeah,
and want to be in the Sons of Anarchy. So was it really a bad place to work, or was it like? Because I remember last week we were saying you were probably, for lack of a better term, a diversity hire, like diversity of opinions hire.
Yeah, so like all of my coworkers were super nice to me. They went super easy on me. Just extremely kind people that actually worked there. But I would regularly just have to deal with like customers that would come in and clearly didn't want any part of me. Did not like who I was. Most of our regulars were all right, but like anybody that didn't know me upon walking the door, like I've had people walk back out and then like check back a few hours later after some different cars are out there to hope that somebody else was working.
Weird.
Well, and I mean Bear looks like a hippie,
right?
Or no, Bear, you're trans, right?
Well, I mean, I'm non-binary, but I present pretty masculine, so okay. I just look like a hippie.
Oh yeah. Well, I was on your page, and yeah, you look kind of like a hippie, and if I was conservative, I mean, it's weird. Like, who cares? I guess like they're trying to avoid you. Like they're coming to that Thrasher Coffee Company to not see people that look like hippies.
Yeah, they're coming there specifically to avoid all of the actual coffee people. So when they walk in and they see a coffee person, you know, one of the liberal coffee proprietors, they're like, ah, shit, gotta go somewhere else now.
Yeah, they know you're not going to let them put Christmas on the cups.
Yeah. Yeah, did you were you the only person there that was like, looked in any way not like what a stereotypical conservative would look like?
None of us, I would say, really looked like a stereotypical conservative, but we all looked pretty neutral, except for me. I looked way more like a hippie than anyone else. Everyone else looked like they could be anywhere on the spectrum, you know?
Okay.
There wasn't a whole lot of, like, Patriot hats or, like, Confederate flags or anything weird like that. It was just really neutral stuff.
Okay. Okay. So the customers hated you.
There was one time, the funniest story that I have from a customer is it was in like March, so it was still pretty cold down here, and I was wearing one of my IWW hoodies, right? And it said something about like, you know, solidarity forever on the back of it. Very obviously, the workers union merchandise. And this guy walks in and he asked me to make his drink. And while I'm making it, after he had paid for it, he was just staring at my back And he's just like, so what's that for? And I was just like, oh, it's for the industrial workers of the world. It's the biggest labor union, blah, blah, blah. I give the spiel. And then he just like walks out before getting his drink. He's just done. He's just like, I'm not having it. And I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, okay. He just would have nothing to do with it. And then he left a review later that day complaining about the communists working to stand there. And I didn't even know what to say to it. Like, I don't know, man.
I literally really just mad because because you have an opinion. But I guess he's like, if you're running a fucking conservative coffee shop, everybody has to be conservative.
We gotta look out for our own.
Yeah. Yeah, but what if you can't find any conservatives to work there?
Conservatives don't want to do that job.
I guess, yeah. Otherwise there would be more conservatives at coffee shops when you go to them.
Every single person that worked there that had actual strong opinions, they fucking were on their way out the door because they had other careers that they were building up because they thought that being a barista like wasn't good enough for them.
Yeah, that is like exactly. That's like the conservative types aren't happy to be in a service position. So, yeah, for sure. So, was the work a pain in the ass, or was it like, were the people cool? Did people leave you a bunch of work to do? Because that's what I'm curious about with the conservatives. Like, were they doing their side work and stuff like that?
So side work and stuff that was actually left for me was like fine. Like I never had to do much of shit there. I mean, we would always like everyone would find something that they didn't like doing and they'd blow off and somebody else would kind of pick it up. So we all worked together pretty well in that aspect. But every time the owners came in, they'd point out stuff like specifically for me that I had to like do, and they were like blaming me for it not getting done, which to be fair wasn't a lot because the owners didn't want to have like an actual company that they were involved with. They just wanted like non-laborious income, they just wanted like something supplementary on the side from their other companies.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody in chat, capitalism hater, said a kitchen filled with small business owners and one cook. Well, Bear, it's always good to hear from you. Please stay in touch. We really want to know how Chili's goes because I think you're the first person that's ever called that works at Chili's.
I might have remembered that. I would feel like that would stick out, but yeah, no Chili's servers.
I remember a person that works at Chili's for sure because we don't get a lot of people that serve at the big chains.
What's the food policy? Like, what's on the books and what does the staff do?
Oh no.
Fuck. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, it's just pretty standard restaurant stuff. I mean, unless you're asking like what type of food we have.
No. Are you allowed? Are you allowed to have free food?
Oh, I mean, like, am I allowed? No. Do we all do it anyways? Yeah. Like, There's already been comments made by managers that, like, good employees get to steal. Like, everybody knows. Nobody fucking cares.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a manager at Chili's, at least the main one that you're going to run into, is going to be cool. I mean, all my managers, like, under the district manager or whatever, at Chuck E. Cheese, at McDonald's, at places like that, they were generally like really cool dudes or women or non-binary people, but they were cool.
Just meaning like drink and do drugs a lot.
Yeah, and didn't really bust your balls that much about anything. Like I don't remember them like yelling at me that much. I just remember a lot of like I just remember that there were a lot of people that the general manager, the one up from them, was mean. Always.
Yeah.
But like those shift managers, I always thought were just like basically you, except for they tell you what your side work is, basically.
No, they're usually pretty shitty people. They usually shouldn't be in charge of anybody.
Yes, they shouldn't be in charge of anybody for sure.
Nah, everyone here is super chill, except for this one manager. He's kind of a douche to some people, but he's super nice to me for whatever reason. I don't know. He just likes me a lot.
That's good.
So I get off pretty easy, as long as our district manager isn't there. I haven't met her yet, but I've heard some serious shit talked about her. So.
All right.
Oh,
We'll
no.
see. Well, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, thanks for calling in, Bear. We love you.
Love you guys too.
Oh, they couldn't say it.
It happens. You
I know. That
I do that
who aren't ready to say it.
I do that to people all the time. I say I love you. And like it is roughly about 50% of the time they'll either be like I love you too, or they are weirded out by it, which I understand because it's a weird thing to say.
I have a weird problem where I can't say I love you to somebody because it's such a loaded thing, and then I try to explain my emotions in way more flowery language, and I'm like, I love you is worth way less than what I'm saying to you right now. You say, you know what I mean?
I grew up with this fucking guy next door who I'm dating this girl, and like we had just had a situation where we had just had sex, and we'd only been together for like 2 weeks. We'd had it more than just that one time, but we had only been together for 2 weeks. We're 16 years old. She says, I love you. I am like this weird thing in my mind where it's like, you don't say that unless you mean it, sort of thing. So I'm just like, you want to go out and like smoke a cigarette or something like that. I remember that's exactly what I said. You want to go out and smoke a cigarette? So I go home and I'm having a conversation with this guy that grew up next door to me. His name was Trent. And he's like, I don't think he'd ever had sex, but he was like, if you really run into a problem like that, the best way to handle that is to say elephant shoe. And I was like, what? And he was like, elephant shoe. It sounds like I love you too. And I was like, first of all, no, it doesn't. Second of all, it's the same end.
Yeah.
She just thinks you said I love you. It's not a fucking magic word.
Like, no, baby, I said olive juice. I didn't say that at all. No, I said we need to get olive juice.
It's maybe one of the top worst pieces of advice anybody's ever given me on a relationship.
I wouldn't trust any 16-year-old on any relationship advice, I think.
I think we're 18. No,
I wouldn't
16.
trust
we
anybody.
16,
Yeah.
And he was probably 14.
Yeah,
so.
no teens at all.
Elephant shoe, man. Elephant shoe.
Elephant shoe. It makes sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
In your heart, if you're like trying to stay, if you know you didn't say it, you didn't say it.
Yeah. That's true. Capitalism, hey, or somebody in the chat said, Riku213 said sovereign citizen talk. That's
Absolutely.
exactly what it is.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to?
Hey, is this Brett and Brian?
This is. Who's this?
That's us.
Hey, this is Drake with Computron, and I'm wondering if you have any big IT projects in the horizon.
No.
A few.
No.
Maybe.
I don't know. Do you have any IT help you could give us?
Yeah, sorry, the bit's over. But yeah,
Brian's not good with bids.
No, I'm not. Well, what's up?
Well, I wanted to talk about my previous life as an IT sales rep, and
Nice.
just more so the insane like motivational tactics, prospecting tactics, and organizational structures that you'd see to try and just will dollars that weren't there.
So you do this over the phone?
Yep.
And like.
Well, no. I was in person too. I mean, that
really?
was kind of like the fun part of the job. Yeah. So.
Did you have an appointment
So the whole
setter,
hierarchy.
or did you do your own?
No, I would set my own.
Okay. So how did it go?
But like, well, it was, I don't do it now. Now I work on boats in a boatyard. It's much better work. But, I graduated college, was a line cook, and, knew some people back home that were working for an IT VAR, which is a value-added reseller.
Okay.
So they're the people that sit between the manufacturer and the customer, right? So if, Kroger wants to buy some shit from Cisco or VMware, they have to go through a middleman.
Someone
right?
that can provide it.
And yeah. So Tommy at Kroger only buys from Bill at fucking Computron, right? So I got hired as one of those companies as an inside sales rep, right? And when you start out in inside sales, it's pretty much all dudes, like 24, 23, the 26, and you just sit there and pound the phones.
Yeah.
And you try and, get a big customer. And then once you have a customer that allows you to pay for yourself, then you're pretty much outside of inside sales and you're an account executive, right? Then life becomes what it is and all the bullshit that comes along with it. But, the first group I was hired in was called Sales 2.0, right? And we existed pretty much off of manufacturer dollars. So all these different companies like Dell and Cisco and Palo Alto or Intel or whoever, that week, or who had provided money, or HP would come and give us a short presentation. And then we'd sit there and just go hit the phones, and try and generate these false metrics for these manufacturers that provided money and lunch. And, it was an insane way to start my career. Right?
So you're a teen doing sales?
Well, kind of, right? Like, they called us a team, but really it's pretty much, it's like, let's get 10 guys to sit here and make calls all day. And if, 2 of them actually land a customer that becomes viable in the long term, then the program's worthwhile. While at the same time, they kind of had this scheme where they would tell all these different manufacturers, like, oh, we've got a team of guys dedicated to calling on so-and-so product or so-and-so service, right? So they would get marketing dollars. And, as we came to find out, those marketing dollars are what paid our salaries. And that's why we were sitting through these different meetings about a different product and stuff every week. And then having these, campaigns, obviously, as they call them. We're going to have a campaign on the Surface Pro, this next week.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting the way that they bring young guys in and it gets competitive, and then they'll just say anything to do it, and it's just this really awful culture of forcing money to be spent where it wasn't needed. It's just peeling money off. It's not when I worked in sales, it was very similar. I remember one of the guys out of our training class, he was the first one to get a sale, and everybody was listening to him, and he was lying to the person about what the services offered. And then we were all like, but wait, we were talking to our trainer, are you allowed to say that? And you're like, you're not allowed to say that. And they're like, so are you going to cancel the sale? And they're like, well, no, we're not going to cancel the sale. But just remember in the future, Robert, you can't promise this and that. And he got the most sales by just telling lies. And they couldn't tell us we were allowed to lie. But the way that it was set up is that after you signed a client, you never talk to them again. Yeah. You didn't follow up or anything. So we had no idea what was happening, how much we were fucking people over, because they would go to customer service after that,
Is that kind of standard? Is that a law thing? My question is it against the law for you to lie?
I don't know how.
No, this was this was kind of opposite in that you'd lie to get over the line and get that first sale, because they're once you get one, we're doing business. And then you lie to get that first sale and maybe take it a loss, and then you bend over backwards to try and do things later, right? I'm trying to build a relationship and be a client advisor, right? I sit between you and the manufacturer. So we can sit here and make an educated decision. Any technology you want to buy, right? I can sit here in between and shop all the manufacturers with you and get all the information that you need in the pricing.
This is so. I'm gonna tell you
Right.
why